Okay guys, so I want to make this video before I forget about this book. It's Food Isn't Medicine by Dr. Joshua Wolrich. Quite controversial, I would say. Have a lot of feelings. That's why I wanted to record it as soon as possible before even having a book club about it. It's kind of like this is not a summary, this is not a review, it's more like a record of my own feelings about it, and maybe it will kind of tell you something if you should read this book or not. I recommend it. Like ultimately, I think it's an interesting read, but like everything, you should take it with be smart and take it make your own judgment. It's okay. I will start. Who is Dr. Joshua Wolrich? He started off as studying surgery, so like in the medical field, and then he decided that he really likes nutrition, so he enrolled to do his master's in the nutritional science, which makes him a perfect person. I mean, like, this is really a great background to have. And he actually does say that we often confuse medical science with nutritional science, and that's very different. And medical doctors are not trained in nutritional science and may give you some confusing advice. And this was, the whole book was about it, like confusing advices, or maybe like unsubstantiated like science claims that we often hear, like what is not been proven yet as working and what we should be careful about. Ultimately, I think that point of his book was like, yeah, okay, we hear a lot of claims in the kind of nutritional world, like wellness, health and wellness kind of sphere, diet culture. We hear a lot of things, like claims like this will make you perfect, this will make you amazing, this works fantastically. But I mean, for example, studies have been only done on mice, and that doesn't really it doesn't really mean that it's going to work perfectly for humans. I mean, it might be even harmful. Some things that work for mice are actually opposite for humans. So while I guess we can take some ideas from it, we shouldn't just blindly claim as it's going to be working for humans, which a lot of authors do. Like, they take this kind of studies and they kind of say like, yeah, it's like this. Instead, Dr. Wolrich does kind of the opposite. He kind of almost says like, it's not gonna work. At least I had this feeling. Okay, it's just the tone of the whole book is quite, I mean, rude and critical. He's very, very critical to other like kind of popular figures in this kind of wellness world, and authors that I've read and personally like their ideas. And this is what I kind of don't like about him, to be honest. Because these authors, these people have really positive impact on so many people, and ultimately we all want the same thing, and we want like the other people around us to feel better and be able to fulfill their potential. Why do you need to criticize so much somebody else who is actually fulfilling this? Maybe they are not doing exactly the same way you would do it, but would you want them to do it the same way you do? I mean, they are touching other people. So this is something that it felt kind of difficult for me to read, all these things. But okay, there are many things, many good things that he said. Like, for example, yeah, food isn't medicine. It's not gonna heal you. It may help, okay, but it's not gonna heal you. So, but it's also not your fault if you have some kind of sickness, you know? Like, a lot of times people feel kind of almost guilty that they have some kind of sickness, like they've done something wrong, they ate something wrong, they didn't have the good diet, and if they had, they would feel better. We don't know that. I mean, it's absolutely, that's not right, and nobody should feel bad for their for what happened to them. I mean, And absolutely the fact that they cannot cure themselves with food, yeah, that's not how it works. I mean, once you get sick, food isn't medicine. I mean, it may help you it may help your body to deal with the sickness, but it's not a sure thing for sure. So yeah, he's criticizing a lot, and I totally agree with it. Like, yeah, juicing to cure cancer. I mean, please don't even go that way. I mean, he's totally right. Be careful claiming kind of these things, because it could really hurt people, and that would be really sad. What I didn't like, again, I mean, this was kind of a roller coaster of I like what he's saying and then I don't like what he's saying. It's really a big emotional roller coaster for me, this book. And so another thing that I didn't like was like what to do. I mean, if all this is wrong, all this advice on like now, whatever, you know, everything that he said, like is even organic food, is it what they say? And he's kind of like breaks all of these things down. But what's the point then? I mean, should we even try? You know, like this was kind of the feeling that I got, like I'm discouraged to even try if nothing of those things actually work. So yeah, fortunately, but he only mentions it only a little bit. He mentions kind of like the movement of intuitive eating, which I didn't know about. I actually had to Google it. And that seems very interesting, but the book didn't really touch on it, like almost at all. He has his own podcast that he runs around this topic of intuitive eating, like anti-diet culture, and ultimately like feeling good in your own body, like no shaming. And that's lovely. I mean, I will definitely look into it, and I'm very curious about what he has to say and other people in this kind of intuitive eating area. And so I learned something new. It was an interesting book. Certainly recommend, but I would say, again, like with all the other books, don't just take this book as alpha and on omega. It's just make your own research, look into other books, and it's your journey, and enjoy it. Okay, this is it for today.